Mr. DJ Rose, Verteezy, and C's. Welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap a seatbelt, go and settle land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell out now. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.
No More Black Tears, we're at the next light. You know what I'm saying? We got Nicole, Verteezy, shout out to C's. We in the building. Shout out to the Juice Man. Shout out to the D Will. Shout out to J Rod the Gill. Shout out to J Ro the Scientist. Shout out to MGH. Shout out to everybody that listens to us every week. You know what I'm saying? What we talking about today, Verteezy?
Well, you know, man, we
do it for the people. And we do it for our people. There you go.
Well, you know, Mother's Day is not too far away, man, but also this is just as important as Father's Day. So speaking of fathers, man, we got two stories that talk about active fathers. So the first one, there was a young boy, looked like a teenage boy, who basically was being transformed into a woman. Makeup, hair, nails, all that different stuff. And apparently the father's not involved. The mother allowed for that to happen. And in this next story, much more detailed, there was a situation where a father who is apparently not with the mother of the child and does not have custody of the child went to go pick up the child from school. Well, a white principal lady would not release the child to the father because he was not on the paperwork in terms of approved people to leave with the child. So they had to call in a confirmation, and he was basically outraged and talking to the mother of the child, very frustrated. First things first, shout out to Nick Wright. I want to say kudos to that principal.
Right.
You know.
Gotta do what's right. Hey, at the end of the day, that ain't got nothing to do with you, what they got going on at the house. But do your jobs. Hey, I don't care what color you is. Don't let that baby go out nowhere because you don't know what the hell going on.
Yeah, kudos to that principal because, you know, you never know who's coming to pick up these kids from school. So she did the right thing. There's no hate to her. My frustration comes with the mother, man. Why is the father not on the list? Like, most likely you got a sibling or you got a mother or a father that's on the list. Unless it's just your name. Unless, I want to make this very clear because we don't know all the story details. Unless it's just her name on the list. But if there's anyone else on that list, whether it's an auntie, an uncle, a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a cousin that's on that list to pick up that child, you wrong, man. Because you're supposed to put the father name supposed to be the second name on the motherfucking list. So he can pick up his son from school, especially like if it seems like he's active in the child's life, which from the video that we saw, it looks like he's an active participant in the child's life, regardless if he has custody or not. And as far as the second video, man, I just want to lump both together. Man, statistics have shown us over the last couple of years that when women raise children by themselves, you know, the percentage in terms of successful children is lower than when it's a two-parent household. But then they have shown statistics when it's just the father in the house, the percentage don't drop as drastic compared to a two-parent household. There is a correlation to a man being in the house, man. There's a correlation to an active and willing man wanting to father kids. You know, not these bum-ass niggas that's not doing what they're supposed to be doing as men. No, niggas that actually want to be fathers and doing their thing, there is a correlation to a child's development. I have a handful of friends who grew up without their father in the household. I have another handful of friends who grew up with their fathers in the household. And I'm gonna be honest, like my friends who did not grow up with their fathers, like if I'm just looking at the success rates of both groups, the group that all the fathers is just different. And that's no disrespect to, because I grew up without a father, you know. But those stories of like success rates are too far between compared to like, yo, when you see the fathers in the household, like the kids grow up pretty much well balanced. They respect authority. They've been disciplined very well. They do something with their lives. They're very productive citizens. They're very respectful a lot of the times. And a lot of times when you have situations where it's just the mother raising the child, and it's many different reasons for that. One, and it's especially when it comes to boys, it's just hard for a woman to kind of really, you know, we saw this in boys and Boys in the Hood. It's hard for a woman to raise a man. Like it's just certain things that it's just hard to do. And for me personally, like I was lucky, you know, because I was in Boy Scouts. I played football, so I got to be around men that was actually about their purpose. I grew up with my grandfather, so I got to experience that. But it's just hard for a woman to really teach a boy how to really become a man, because there's just certain things that only a man can really pass on to a man, to be honest. So like that's part of it. The other part of it is, you know, if you're a single mother, you're working a lot. So that's not even necessarily technically on you. Like a 9 to 5, 10 in the society that we have, men get paid more for the most part. So men are gonna have jobs where maybe they make 80 a year and they don't have to work 80 hours a week. Whereas a woman might end up working 2 jobs. I know plenty of single mothers who work 2 jobs to make ends meet. If you're doing that to make ends meet, something's got to give. So maybe you're not at home with the child to know all the friends. Maybe you're not doing the homework like you're supposed to be doing with them. Maybe you're more lenient. And women are just more nurturing and more loving. And a lot of women, like, respectfully, would just go along with the get along most of the time. A lot of times, a lot of men would be like, what's this bullshit, man? Who is this nigga you brought to this house? Who is this girl you brought to this house? Like, they come over here pants sagging. They look crazy. You know, you go in the room. Hey, man, like, what's all this makeup on your dresser for, man? The fuck you doing, bro? Like, come on now, what's going on here? Whereas women sometimes will be like, we'll write it off as it's just a phase, you know? But a phase turns into a phase 2, where it's been going on for 3 years now, and 3 years turn into, oh no, it's just a lifestyle. So a lot of things come into factor, man, but I think it's very important, especially in the Black community, because we're a Black-oriented podcast. Sisters, don't be blocking the men that you have kids with. If they want to be active fathers, even if you don't have a good relationship with that man, let him be an active father. And men, do your thing as an active father, man. I have a couple friends that are active fathers, and I love seeing them be active fathers, man. So be active fathers in your kids' life.
I feel like 2 things can be true at the same time. And I'm going to catch flack behind this. But hear me out. I think that all of what you said is true to the person that you are discussing that with, to the people that agree with what you are saying. I think that there's nothing wrong with what you're saying, because I agree with everything that you said. But I'm gonna be analytical in a sense. An active father doesn't just mean that you beat gay out your son. And I'm gonna say that as smooth as I can say it. An active father don't mean you're gonna beat gay out your son. And the reason why I say that is you can beat them into being who you want them to be around you. But they're not always gonna be around you. Who are they gonna be when they're around other people? Or they're gonna be suppressed, or they're gonna be a down low nigga, or they're gonna be that nigga that be like, oh, I can't be gay, but I think about niggas. I'm saying all that to say I have plenty of friends who had both their parents in their household and a very active father who have gay sons. Because I remember back in the day, me and MGH used to have this conversation. Is it a problem with the man being a gay person? Because I can't do nothing about them being gay. They're going to be who they're going to be. Or is it because of the flamboyant aspects that gay men take on? I think that's the issue that lies in a lot of the things that we deal with when it comes down to all these different deviations of what gay looks like. And I'll throw in another wrench. I've also been close to a female friend who wanted to be gay and her mom wasn't with it. So I think that the narrative can't be that a man. I don't think that a woman can raise a man. I think she can raise a son. I think she can give him all the things that she would have gave him if she was in a household with a man. But there's just certain aspects, whether it's for a daughter, also as a child that grew up without a father in the household. My father relationship was MGH's dad. So I got an opportunity to see what fatherhood looked like from different families. And I understood that depending on how that family dynamic was or what that man was, even when sometimes we didn't understand what certain fathers, like even my ex, just watching his father and how he parented. So it is a big difference in having a father in the household. I agree with all of that. But I do think a woman can do a damn good job creating a good male mentality. Gay isn't taught. I believe that gay people decide what they want to be, and if they're hell bent to be what they want to be, they're going to do what they want to do. The stubbornness behind that is what creates the attitude and the energy that we get, and the way they give it off and the way we pick it up. Because they don't want to be told anything. You can't, that's just like a stubborn child. That's no different than your child wanting to drink, smoke, go out, live with their baby daddy, or move out and say, I can do it on my own. It's always going to be a child in your family, regardless of whether it's gay or something else, that's going to make it hard to raise. What if he not gay? What if he want to be in the streets? What if he want to be a game banger? It's the same conversation. So I feel like there's multiple conversations in the topic. But the thing at hand is as far as a man allowing his son to be gay. What else is he going to do? If I argue with you, if I fuss, if I put you out my house, then what if I'm an active father? Am I not concerned about what you got going on when you leave the house? I think that parenting mindset. I haven't been a parent yet, but as someone I've seen my friends with their kids, even with the littlest ones that like to run into the same roadblock and hit it and hit it and hit it until they fall. If I'm still going to be a good parent to you, sometimes that means I'm going to have to allow you to do whatever the hell it is that you're trying to do and step back. Because now when you're a grown person, I can't stop a grown person from doing what they want to do. But when you're in my household, there's rules. There's things I'm not going to allow. There's shit that I don't want to have in my house. But when you leave my house, I can't be around you 24/7. So I can cuss you out. I can beat you up. I can beat you down. I can call you all kind of names. When you leave this house, you're still going to be whoever it is that you want to be. I think it's a topic that has a lot of layers to it.
Hey, so when you say allow, like, what do you mean by that? Like for the man's perspective.
I don't think that I feel like an adult, grown ass person with kids in their household have the right to tell their child what they don't find acceptable. Just no different than this. I think it's acceptable for a pastor to tell his congregation, I don't care how many people in this congregation are gay, I'm still going to preach the word of God because I believe that for my household.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with that, man. I don't think
what I mean by accept is I would have to, as a parent, accept whomever you gonna be out of not losing my child. I don't want you to be out in the world already doing some shit that I don't agree with, but you don't even feel safe enough to come and talk to me about it because you think I'm gonna judge you. You can't beat gay out of nobody. You can't beat poor spending habits out of somebody. Truth be told, a lot of people, they have poor spending habits. They've been that way since they were younger. They just grew up and out. They can have business bankers as parents and still grow up and be some of the dumbest fucking people on the face of this planet. So you think what can you do to discipline your child to take the gay out?
I don't think it's about disciplining the child, because I agree with that. I don't think you can beat certain stuff out of people as they get older, but I think it's about what you're condoning and stuff like that, and let it be known that this is the standard, this is what is okay, this is what's not okay.
So when you was talking about the makeup earlier, if I tell my child I don't condone him to have makeup in his room, and I go in there and I find makeup in his room,
I'm throwing it out.
But what is that doing any different for?
I'm sitting down and I'm having a conversation. Like, that's the difference when you have, like, a father in the household. Because a woman might just brush it off as like it's just a phase, and she might throw it out, but she might not have a tough conversation.
Yeah.
Men, we have to have tough conversations all the time. We have to make tough decisions all the time, and we're used to not being liked. So we understand that sometimes you got to do things where they might be mad at you in that moment. So yeah, I might throw the makeup away,
I agree with that.
I might take you to the park or go in the backyard and explain to you why I did it. and you might be mad in that moment, but hopefully, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing as a parent, as a father, you're gonna realize I'm happy my dad did do that for me.
Yeah.
You know, like to me, like that's what I think. Like me just coming in there with a belt and whipping his ass. Like, nah, I don't think that's cool. Like I don't know if you saw the Best Man series when they put it on Peacock.
Yeah.
When Morris Chestnut's son came out as Binary, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Whatever it was.
There was too many people in the show that was going along with the bullshit, and he was trying to raise his son to be a strong black man, and he was trying to co-sign that shit.
Yeah,
and
but
everyone kept trying to say
context.
he was wrong.
That's out of context. They also that means you would have to know what happened in the beginning before they even got to that point, because out of context you would know why all of them are co-signing it. All the rest of them are co-signing it because they know that a friend ain't been paying attention to his kids because he been going through depression after losing his wife. And so they've already known that this boy has been gay. Let's get it 100. Let's keep it a buck.
But
they know that now
bullshit.
that and they tell him, you know your dad gonna have a hard time with this. I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit.
And not one time did any of them people say, like, if you got a son and we both aligned, as your brother, if I find out your son gay, I'm gonna sit him down like, you know this ain't right. Yeah. Now one time did any of his friends, these supposed to be his friends that he'd have known for 20 plus years, sit down with his son and be like, one of them is like, Nia Long was the auntie. You the auntie, but and you know he doing this shit.
Because the assignment that you don't think that his mother, before she passed away, probably already talked to her about her son coming off as gay. You think that he just magically got 18, 17, 16 and he was gay?
I'm going to keep it real.
It's certain aspects to the movie that they don't even got time to explore.
Even if the mother did do that shit.
Yes,
y'all being Morris Chestnut friends? Because they wasn't her friends. They was his friends.
They don't show everything, though. You don't know if one of the males, you don't think that one of those men sat down to him and had a conversation and told him, not only is this not right, you hiding something from your father and you need to speak up.
See, now I can only go off what the movie showed. In the movie, Nia Long co-signed the bullshit. In the movie, Tay Diggs was like kind of dealing with his own shit.
He didn't give a fuck.
So was the little African nigga. He was dealing with his own shit.
He didn't give a damn either.
And Terrence Howard, he was just indifferent.
He was indifferent.
He was kind of more like, you know your pop's gonna be like, this bullshit.
It's some bullshit.
But hey, love is love, baby. Like at the end of the day, we put, like, if I got a gay child and y'all and they don't feel comfortable coming to me and they go to one of y'all, I expect y'all to know, hey, you know your father, you know how he is religiously, you know what he believes in.
But you also know what I believe in, and right. You shouldn't be doing this. And then what? Because they're gonna do what they want to do, and then at that moment,
that's all you can do. Like all you can do, but you can't reinforce bad behavior. You can't have them because it was.
What's your definition of reinforcing? Now that you done had the conversation, I'm sorry, we're going on a tangent. You done had the conversation. Now what is reinforcing the behavior?
Reinforces you not having the conversation, which that's why I brought that movie up. That the conversation was never had that this is not okay. It's just like if you would have caught my son at 15 or 14 having sex while I was gone, you wouldn't be like, your dad's not gonna be happy. You would let him know, yo, you're a little too young to be doing this. You shouldn't be doing this.
I'm a parent. I'm a parent. The nieces and the nephews.
You would have that conversation,
for sure.
And then you would be like, but you got to tell your father at some point in time because he needs to know. Because I don't want to keep secrets. You don't want to keep secrets. But when it comes to, when it comes to sexuality, we don't treat that the same as all this other bad behavior.
Also, because you don't know how the parent feel. Because do you think you really had those conversations for real with your friends? Do you really
with my
know?
Friends?
If all of us are talking about our kids right now, I don't have kids. Everybody that's talking about their kids.
I can only
if
go off.
One of our kids come up to you right now and say, look, I'm gay, regardless of whether it's one of my daughters or my sons, and I say, Laverne, I've already had conversations with them. They're going to do what they want to do. I love my kids. I'm not even finna.
And that's fine. If you have the conversation and then you talk to the parent and the parent co-sign the bullshit, at the end of the day, that's not your child to raise.
But why you feel like that's co-signing bullshit?
That is co-signing bullshit. Like once you basically be like, this is okay, like that's co-signing the bullshit to me. Like, because at that moment, if my child is in the streets and they gang banging and shit, I'm not going to be like, well, they in the streets, they just doing what they want to do.
No,
You know, I told them that's not cool.
Shit. Don't come to my house. Don't bring the shit to my house. Don't bring the people to my house.
But that's what I'm saying. But whenever we talk about sexuality,
if you gonna keep doing it, you go over there and do that, and I'm gonna keep my peace over here.
And that's what I'm saying. But whenever we talk about sexuality, we don't treat it like all these other conversations because society wants you to believe, well, they didn't choose this. It's nothing wrong with it, and that's what I'm saying. Like for me and my household is going to be
you choosing it.
My household is going to be a Christian household where we have a belief system and we're going to do certain stuff, and like that's why I feel like a man is important because you're going to have certain conversations. And I know we're going on a tangent. A lot of times, especially black women, me and MJ had this conversation. They don't want to lose the relationship with their son because they don't have a man in their life, and sometimes
but you keep analyzing it to women. I'm saying to you, parents have that problem because women go through it just as equally. I've got daughter. I don't want my daughter to tell me that you're not going to get married and have kids and get married.
Men do the bullshit with their daughters where it's a lot of men out here whose daughters kind of be gay
and they
co-sign the bullshit.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they don't want to lose the relationship with that particular child because it's opposite genders.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why it's important. It's important to have both parents in the household. And it's important that both parents are on the same accord and are equally yoked in terms of how to raise the kids, to be honest. But like as far as like when it comes to men raising boys, like that's really important because they're going to be able to have some conversations the mother's not going to have because the mother might not want to lose a relationship with her son by not going along with the bullshit, whereas the father is not looking at it like losing a relationship with my son. I'm trying to save my son. So it's more important for me to save my son than for my son and me to be best friends because I'd rather my son grow to be a great man than me and him be able to smoke cigars in the backyard, whereas a woman, when it comes to her son, wants to be able to, on Mother's Day, when her son is grown, have drinks with her son. So she might not be thinking like, I'm going to lose this relationship with my son, so I'm not going to really criticize him the way I should. Whereas with her daughter, to your point, if the daughter start bulldagging or being a dyke, hey, she might put hands on that bitch. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, nah, you ain't finna be doing none of this bullshit. Like that's just my perspective. But I will say this though, like to keep it important, like from my perspective, because you was talking about MGH pops. I remember growing in the neighborhood, just talking about conversations and why it's important for men to be involved. I remember I was probably 7 or 8 years old. I was hanging with my friends Keith. Shout out to Keith from the neighborhood, Butler Manor. I was hanging out in his backyard, and there was these two grasshoppers that was on top of each other. And it was like about 4 or 5 of us kids looking, and we was like, oh, what they doing? What they doing? And we just laughing. And his dad saw, and his dad set us down and basically told us, had a sex talk with us. I know it was kind of weird, but looking back at it, it was a very deep conversation because he talked about like, man, they're trying to mate, they're trying to procreate. He tried to explain it for us to understand at the age we was at, because we was 7 to maybe 9 years old at the most. And he was like, but you should only do this with someone you love, preferably someone you get married to, like me and Keith's mom or whatever, Mm-hmm. And we was kind of like, but we was kind of like, hey, for someone like me who didn't have a father in the household, do you think those conversations were being had? Because my mom didn't talk to me about sex until probably I was maybe already 18 or 19, mm-hmm. So like that's another aspect of this conversation too, is you might not feel comfortable having certain conversations with the opposite gender. Because if I have a daughter, I ain't gonna lie, I pray I have a good woman that can talk to my daughter about what it is to be a woman, because I might not want to have a conversation about, hey, we got to go to the CVS and you got to get these kind of pads or whatever and this and that. Like, that's just not comfortable for me. Yeah, but I'm much more comfortable saying, son, hey, if you're going to have sex, you need to get you some condoms.
Y'all might want to hear it, but Neil Long made sure that nigga wasn't looking at hot ass mess. At least that nigga had on the right shit. Hey.
Congratulations. You turned my son into a bad bitch. You turned my son into a bad bitch.
I bet his mom was
I know Morris Chestnut when he said, and you supposed to be the auntie, and look at the bullshit you got going on, and you supposed to be the auntie.
I bet you his mama was up there like, yo, I knew she was gonna do this shit. Like, she talking like, take care of my kids, my girl. Like,
And that's another part.
Grow up.
He was the only one that had strong Christian faith values in the whole friend group.
Out of their whole friend group.
That's important too. Like, you know how I believe. You know how I am. You know, I'm saying, like, you my homegirl, you my homeboy. Y'all know that I don't go get along with this bullshit.
So we're on this to stump his kids out. Because they like the opposite sex. Nigga, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell them they dead wrong, Levert. Listen to me. We don't have kids. Like, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell them they dead ass wrong. I'm going to tell them they need to stop hiding it from you. However, comma,
man,
I want you to come and talk to me because I don't need you to be out there and something happened to you and we don't know where the hell your ass is at.
If my son I suck a dick, slap the shit out of him.
You slap the shit out of him. They ain't
I will slap the shit out of him.
I'm telling him he wrong, but I ain't slapping no grown ass.
And let him know when you tell your dad, your dad gonna slap the shit out of you.
I'm gonna tell him all this. I'm gonna let him know. Your dad told me to tell you if this were to ever happen, he gonna slap the shit out of you. And I'm gonna let y'all handle that.
But I mean, definitely with the second situation though, man, like just to kind of wrap the conversation up, like from your perspective, why do you think so many women will try to sabotage your relationship with their baby daddies and the kids? Because in this second situation, I don't see why you would not have the father listed as a pickup.
My daddy wasn't listening on none of my pickups. That's why when you was telling the story, I was laughing. But you said something at the end of the conversation, and you said that he was actual active father. That sounds toxic. I don't see any woman on the face of this planet that would have an active baby's father not want their child to get picked the hell up. There's some women out here that would love for these niggas to come and actually pick their damn kids up so they could get a break. I don't think people really know what single parenthood look like. And I mean that for men too. It's hard. It's too hard for one person to take care of these kids by themselves, man. It's crazy. So I think that should be the thought process when these people are having kids. But nonetheless, what you're saying, I can't speak for it. Maybe they got something going on. Like you said, you don't know what people be having going on. I know you think that there's no logical reason why he wouldn't be on that list. But I mean, I think anytime my dad ever needed to come and get me, which was only twice that I can think of, all my mom had to do was call and say, hey, he's coming to get her today.
Yeah.
So was you going to go pick your child up and she didn't know nothing about it? And what was you going to go do afterwards? I would never want to.
That would be my biggest question.
I would never want one of us to have our child, and whether we're together or not together, we don't know the other person got our child. Like, that don't make no sense to me. So it sounds kind of fishy. But the little posts they put on social media and stuff, they be trying to reach, they be clickbaiting. You don't know the full story, and that's what make it hard because you don't know for sure what's going on. What you think?
And I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, was it a situation where he's not an active father and he just on a humbug wanted to pick up the child to show
that shit sounds scary.
To show his girlfriend, see, I am in my kid's life, so give me some pussy. Like,
I was a smart kid. No, take me back. He ain't even supposed to come get me today.
No.
I'm in the front office talking stupid. I'm telling y'all what I know. Why is he? When my dad came to pick me up, I said, my dad.
Or was it a Friday? It's Friday. I got custody on the weekends.
Why is he here?
I got custody on the weekends, so I'm here to pick up my child. And now it's time for me to pick up my child.
Y'all adults be making it complicated. These kids be telling y'all for real. Like, they get around their favorite auntie or that one person they trust, they be telling on y'all. They don't be liking neither one of y'all answers. Y'all be out here arguing with each other, and these kids be like, my mama and my daddy crazy.
Man, I just saw this movie on Tubi. Shout out to Tubi. I told MJ about it. It's called Cognac and Cards. It's four brothers who sit around a table playing cards with each other, drinking cognac, talking about things going in their life because they just had a fellow brother pass away. And so, like, literally during that conversation, one of the brothers is talking about how hard it's been since they've entered in a new relationship. They have a daughter with their previous wife. They're divorced. And the wife every weekend shows up super late to drop off his daughter so he can have the daughter for the weekend. And then it gets to the point where she just didn't show up one weekend. He calls the court, calls the cops. they saying, yeah, we're trying to do this, but they're not really enforcing the custody, paperwork or whatever like they're supposed to. She then makes some bullshit about he comes to the house to give the daughter a gift, and he slapped her hand because the woman tried to get in his car. He slapped her hand. She called the cops, and now it's a restraining order on him, and he's not allowed to see his daughter until the restraining order is lifted. Like, she went through all this shit, and that's motherfucker's real life right there. Like, there are people doing real life crazy shit like that to keep the kids away from something. And his uncle said, man, but when y'all first divorced, everything was cool. When did everything start getting crazy? Wasn't it when you started dating so-and-so? And he said, I guess it was when I started dating so-and-so. Man, I don't give a fuck about that bitch. Like, so
it's some crazy bitches out here. There's some crazy niggas out here too.
Is it a situation like that potentially? Where it's like the father that moved on, and it's like you knew he was supposed to pick up the child, but you making it very hard and difficult for him because you trying to make it seem like we a package deal. Like, for you to have.
I got you. So how could it not be possibly that he ain't been active in this child's life? He ain't been around. He done fooled around and saw her out somewhere with the new man. The new man is doing real good. The new man is at the crib. The new man paying all the bills. And this nigga is stalking her and went to go pick up that damn child and debate her.
It could be, man. It could be.
So
both.
that's what I'm saying. We don't know. All we know is his ass ain't on that list. That principal did the right thing. If anything, call her mama, and tell the mama. And let the mama explain. And that's where the story had to get juicy, because mama had to explain that shit.
And unless the father has put the child in endangerment, I just feel like you should just put him on the list. Like, even if he's not active all the time, man, just put him on the list. Just like emergency contacts. Man,
if I wasn't trying to be messy, I call my mama right now. That my dad never was on that list.
But that's what I'm saying. Unless you feel like the father, because a lot of times when you
I was never in danger with him. He just was not at the top of. Because I think when a lot of times when our parents fill out them lists, they're thinking if something happened, it's an emergency, and it's sad. Sometimes I hate to say it, fathers, no, y'all don't be on the list. That's the difference between an active father. So when you said active, that's what the only thing that gave me a reason to pause. Because I was like, all right, now if I had an active father, his ass damn sure on that list. Because I can't. Oh yeah. Why would he not be on the list? Yes, come get your child. But if I don't have an active father, no, you can't just come run up and pick my child up. No, absolutely not. Because I don't know where you going. Yes, you are the parent, but you don't even know this baby for real. You don't know this baby's allergies. You don't know this baby's social security number. You ain't been, no, you are not. You are not going to be on this list. I don't care. No.
Now, if he's that inactive where he don't know that stuff, then you're an endangerment to the child. Yeah, but I just mean like, yeah, he might not be the most active father, but he is present some of the time. He do pay his child support some of the time. Like, he's doing some of the stuff. So it's like, now I just feel like in that situation, I'm just saying, because it's not like I got to pay.
If I birth a child out in this world and the nigga tell me some of the time I'm going to make it happen.
You should be having a child with that nigga.
Sometimes.
But it's not like I got to pay extra money to put an extra name on the list. So just go and put the name on the list just in case, the father can't pick them up. Because it might just be one of them days where your mom can't do it, your sister can't do it. So you might have to call Frank and be like, hey, Frank, I need you to pick up Josiah
and
from
I
school
already
today.
Called the school, and the school is aware.
But guess what? He might have called the secretary. She might have called the secretary, but the secretary might not have wrote it down and related to the principal. And the principal was like, well, you're not on the list. And the secretary already went the fuck home. So she might get the mom might get there and be like, well, I called the school. And now I just feel like it's not like a life insurance now.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Hey man, we've been talking about active fathers and kids, man. So, a lot of times when you don't have an active father, man, you go into the street life, unfortunately, and you make dumb decisions, but sometimes you don't make dumb decisions in the street. Like, sometimes everything work out right and you become a $1 million rapper. Moving to TNT.
Tears or no tears, Dynamite.
Speaking of $1 million rappers who made a living off the streets, Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty. So there was rumors months ago that Gucci Mane was kidnapped and robbed by Pooh Shiesty and some people, And Pooh Shiesty was able to get his record deal by holding him up at gunpoint, and they took Gucci Mane wedding ring and all that shit. But it was very quiet in the streets, like me and Rose was saying. Ain't nobody was talking about it. It was like, okay, I guess it didn't happen. But then a bombshell dropped. The feds came and said, hey man, yeah, we arrested these niggas here, Pooh Shiesty and like 8 other niggas, and we looking for one more nigga because they kidnapped Gucci Mane and some other people and robbed them at gunpoint and all this shit.
Oh, damn.
You know, tears and no tears, y'all.
I ain't got no tears for this, boys. Like it's crazy because like nobody was talking about it. So Gucci Mane, are you rolling up Pookie Low or are you telling on Pookie Low?
Both.
Which one you doing? Because last time I checked, you don't do all that. You don't do all that, but they say you pointing that nigga out. They say you pointing that nigga out.
They said he said it was that nigga right there.
That Negro right there.
You know what the first thing I thought about? You remember a Players Club where Bernie Mac got kidnapped? And the nigga in the back of the car. I think about Gucci ass in the back. That's not funny, but it's funny to me. Because, like, nigga, what? You definitely got kidnapped. That nigga went and told so quick.
He told quick.
This definitely was an 06 Gucci Mane. 06 Gucci Mane.
05.
05 Gucci Mane would have got it back in blood.
I was gonna say 06 Gucci Mane was in jail.
Yeah, my bad. 05 Gucci Mane would have got it back in blood and be like, hey man, where them niggas at, bro?
No, like I told
I feel like I'm Gucci Mane in 1995.
Like I told Berteezy earlier, that nigga said, I've been there. I'm not going back. I'm not going back in there.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I got tears because one, Pooh Shiesty, from my understanding, you just got, back home and you was,
just got out.
Like, so why would you do this shit? First of all, why would you put yourself at the scene of the crime?
That's
why not just pay some people to do it? But why put yourself in a situation where you looking at 25 years because you still young and you still can make music and make plenty of money?
You know why he did that? He missed his boyfriend. He missed his boyfriend.
Gucci said, I'm not going.
And as far as Gucci Mane, my only tears is, like, if all this is true, then the myth of the boogeyman in rap is dead.
Been dead.
That shit dead.
Why you think Jeezy be coming at that nigga the way he come at him? Ain't nobody scared of Gucci.
Because there's still niggas in rap. Like when all this happened, me and Rose was talking. Niggas was still scared to say it happened. Because if this would have been another rapper, they would have been talking on these live streams as if it was fact. But they was kind of talking like, some niggas was like, nah, that ain't happened, man. Gucci ain't do that. Ain't happened to Gucci, man. Somebody said, you think Gucci Mane will let that happen? Nah, niggas really think he's still the boogeyman, even though this man is an elder man.
Rose, what you think?
I done said I ain't got no tears. Like he said that's him in the shiesty mask. That was Pooh Shiesty.
He messing with that nigga. That nigga that got comfortable. That nigga eat shrimp and steak.
That was him.
Taste the air.
That was him.
And taste the air. And me and my little light skinned bitch over here from the Caribbean.
I would have did the same thing though.
I'm not mad at Gucci.
I'm thinking like a good
I'm not mad at Gucci, but you can't build your legacy on one thing and do something else. Now, cause Rick Ross came out online today talking about
Rick Ross.
Yeah, Rick Ross was like, man, you can't bring the streets to business. If you want to get your record deal, you can't do it this way. But it's like, hold up, bro, hold up. Y'all rapping about the streets. So when the streets come to the business table, you got to be okay with that.
All the streets that nigga was in was the one who.
I'm just saying, if this would have happened to Lupe Fiasco or Kanye West, can I be honest? I'd have been like, nigga, you know you're supposed to go to jail. But I ain't gonna lie, he probably thought Gucci a real nigga like me, he a street nigga. Hey, he probably gonna get it back in blood. I ain't gotta worry about going to jail, but
Gucci snitch, basically. That's what we saying.
Hey man, if he did a snitch, how'd they find out? That's what I've been wondering since I found out the information. if Gucci did not snitch, how the feds find out? Somebody had a wire. Maybe one of the Pooh Shiesty boys had a wire. How they find out all this happened?
Pooh Shiesty had Acom on him all when he went over there.
But how he found out they robbed him though?
Because Gucci said that was him. It was Pooh Shiesty in the Shiesty mask. I know him because I signed him. I gave him millions of dollars, and that was him. He just got out of jail. He missed his boyfriend. He missed his. I ain't gonna say his boyfriend. His butt friend.
Oh no.
He missed his butt friend. And he gonna have to find another one because you ain't going back. You ain't
to the same one.
You're not going back to the same prison, but you'll find another butt friend.
Hey man, talking about prison in the street, like somebody who spent too much time in the streets apparently. So now they gotta redo school again. So there was an article and a news story on a 12th grader who got sent back to the 9th grade because they only had 2 passing credits throughout their first 3 years of school. And the mom was devastated because she thought her son was finna graduate.
She couldn't have.
But the nigga got sent back to the 9th grade. Even though he only had 2 classes that he passed.
Get him, Nicole.
3 years.
GED, my nigga.
Get him, Nicole.
Get him. And the school came out with, hey, this is what's supposed to happen when this happened. And the mom said, I only received 1 phone call, and they're saying that they tried to set up a teacher parent conference.
No, shut the hell up. She knew little Quan. She knew Quan ass was at the house. She wasn't trying to force that nigga to go to school. She wasn't saying nothing to that nigga. What you mean I didn't call you? Bitch, you probably at the house with him. He go 9th grade.
She had 3 jobs.
Let that grown ass man sit in no classroom with no 9th graders. His ass got to go. You go get your GED. You didn't take this shit. What? 9th grade? How the fuck you get demoted 3 fucking grades?
Because he wasn't going to school. And she's like, I blame the school because they didn't contact me. Ho, what you was doing? I was working 3 jobs. Ho, what you was doing?
I mean, his manager.
How many dicks you got to have in your mouth and your eyes?
He couldn't have been at the house acting like a normal kid and not going to fucking school.
You know that nigga stupid.
3 years. That nigga dumb.
I was bad as hell in school.
That motherfucker's bad. He dumb. He robbed people's houses. That nigga be at low dirty in them house every day drinking and smoking. He come back in your house smelling like reefer. Yeah, that parent, that child. Y'all condone that shit though. It's a lot of parents that condone that shit. That's where y'all damn kids. That's why y'all children be getting locked the fuck up. Now we grown. We in our 30s, nigga. You got some of these niggas that went to jail when we was younger and they ain't got shit going for them. Cause y'all be condoning this shit. How you didn't know your child wasn't going to school? I bet you $10 I couldn't go to school for 1 week. You mean to tell me my mama and grandmother wasn't gonna know?
1 week? 1 day.
And once they find out, bitch, where were you at? And I'll beat your ass if you do it again.
1
3
day.
years?
What's that? What Ray just said? 1 wish.
3 years is a long time for him to get past that.
I got tears.
Shit.
For multiple reasons. One, I agree with everything I said for the most part about the mom. But I will say there are some situations where you might have a mom working 2-3 jobs who's so busy working that she.
No, I'm not going. No, sir. My mom and grandma worked all the fucking time. Guess where my black ass was at? School. Because I was scared. Yeah. No, it ain't about me being good. I was bad as hell. I had my moments. I ain't gonna lie to nobody. I was bad. I was mischievous. I skipped school. I got in little troubles and stuff like that. My nigga, I was scared. Because even the scaredest child know I'm not finna stretch this to the most high limit. We got to stop blaming some of these parents. Yes, sometimes parents need to be held accountable. Sometimes you could be raising a demon. I don't give a damn how much you pray over them children. Some of these kids are just fucking bad.
Yes, now some of them are bad, man, but I will say this, like, it goes back to the first topic. Like, when you have a 2-parent household and you have a village, and that's something we ain't talking about the first topic. When you have a village raising a child, like, for me, I couldn't do no shit like that because because my neighbors would be like, "Hey, Miss Screws, why your son didn't go to school today? He was at the house and some people was at the house. Is it a holiday or something? They did not have school? You know, my grandma or my granddad or uncle, like somebody would kind of figure this shit out where you couldn't just stay on. And my mom worked during the daytime. She worked 12-hour shifts. So like she was gone when I got up in high school. She was already gone and she didn't come home until after I got home.
Yeah, let me not get off that bus and come in this house, bro. Let me not be where I'm supposed to be at. People calling and asking questions.
So my tears is for the situation because we've gone away from a village raising children.
That's true.
Because it's hard to raise a child just by yourself, like you said.
And that's
like
where
you said
she
in the
failed.
first segment.
And that's where she failed. And that's gonna be the first place. I don't know if she's a bad mom. That's me. I was talking shit earlier, but I'm serious. At some point, sister girl knew homeboy ain't moving in the right direction. Yeah. There is no school in America that your child don't go to school for 3 years. How your child don't go to school that often? How do you get away with that shit?
And that's my second tears. How did he make it to the 12th grade? Because apparently from the story, they moved him to the 12th grade now.
That's crazy.
But then when they looked in the system, they saw he didn't have enough credit, so they retroactively, let me repeat that, they retroactively moved him back to the 9th grade. I'm going to be honest. If my kid is in the 9th grade and go to the 10th grade, I'm like, okay, they doing their thing. They go from the 10th grade to the 11th grade, they're doing their thing. And they go from the 11th grade to the 12th grade. Now, I would say this right here. This all is dependent on what kind of parent you have. Like I said this, my mom, she wasn't big on grades. She was big on effort. So, like, you can get a C in my household, and that's okay because she understood not everyone is gifted educationally. Now, my grandma, you bring a B in that household. What you doing? You ain't got no job. All you got is school. So, like, it depends on the parent, too. Like, if you got a parent that's, like, just looking at you just go from grade to grade, they thinking you doing good. I want to know, why is the school passing this nigga on and he got 2 passing credits in 3 years? How did he even get to the 12th grade? Like that
white lady.
So I got tears for the whole situation because
the system is set up. I feel that way.
Because we got to do a better job in the educational system where we have teachers that are more active with these kids, where the principal's doing what they're supposed to be doing, where the school councils are doing what they're supposed to be doing, where the parents are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
No, that's where it's gonna start. I'm sorry, parents. I know that seems like I'm just putting more and more and more on you, but the foundation of how your child is supposed to behave does not start at nobody's school. The way your child learns don't start at nobody's damn school.
It start
at your damn house. It ain't no way. Don't care how busy my grandmother was. Don't care how many jobs she was working, that she didn't ask about homework, that she didn't try to figure out what was going on with me, that she wasn't paying attention to what my grades was looking like. And like you said, she had a standard because she knew what type of child she was dealing with. She only expect what she was saying. I expect what I know you are capable of doing. So I feel like at some point, Miss Ma'am, back on that mama's ass because I'm going to do it and I'm going to do it. Bitch, you ain't shit. You ain't got no right to be on nobody's podcast, nobody's interview, talking about you didn't know. Bitch, you knew.
Yeah, hope.
I feel like she knew more than she knew.
Yeah,
she knew more than she let it on. But at the same time, how does the school system pass a child on to the 12th grade with 2 passing credits?
With a no contact parent that don't show up to shit.
But even
if
the parents
both not wrong.
But even if the parents not
active.
Both of them wrong.
Even if the parents not active, the school supposed to be like, hey, Franklin, you still in 9th grade.
So they must be in a really low poverty
area. They're supposed to put him in that short hallway.
Yeah.
Because Franklin, nigga, you are stupid. You are dumb. You are slow.
Like something's supposed to be happening, but when you have some of these schools that are in areas, and I'm not trying to, they don't care as much, man. So it's like I said, I just got tears for the whole situation, man. Moving on to some more bad kids, but we've been talking about fathers and great men. They ran into the wrong nigga, or maybe the right nigga. So these 2 young niggas, there was this jewelry named Big Zoe, who was, put some jewelry around these. They look like teenagers, look like high schoolers, but young high schoolers, where he was trying to sell them chains and bracelets. They decided to take off and run with the jewelry, but he grabbed one of them pulled a gun out
Oh.
and said, "Hey, tell them to come out and blow your brains out." So they both start taking the jewelry off. They panicking and shit. They said, "How I take it off?" He said, "The way I showed you. It's not coming off. How I take it off?" Then another man, a bystander, apparently, from what I read in the comment section, didn't even know the jewelry dude. He just was a random dude that wanted to help the kids out, help the kids take the jewelry off, and gave it back to the dude. And the dude kind of pushed the one kid. But then I saw another video, which I did not send Rose, so I'm just going to describe the video. The next day, of the same kids, because they in the video they kept saying, "We'll buy it from you." I guess they went back and actually bought the jewelry because the same kid, someone posted a video saying it's the dude who got punked and he had the jewelry on. So, I got tears of laughter, man.
That's
like,
kind of wild.
First of all, stop playing with these grown folk, you young niggas, because some of these niggas is old enough to be your pops and uncle. Hey, Rose already said it. I'm not fighting. He got arthritis in his wrists and his hands. Yeah. He would shoot you in your face.
I'm going to shoot you in your face.
I'll shoot you in your face.
I'll shoot you in your face.
And if you get shot in your face, it's not 100% chance of death, but it's damn near 99% chance you're going to die. So be careful, man. Like, hey, just pay for the little jewelry, man. It was $500-$600. Man, just pay for the little jewelry. Or fuck it, don't pay for the jewelry. Don't try to rob nobody, because let me tell you, niggas in the street that do shit illegally, 9 times out of 10, they got that fire on them and they willing to use it.
Shout out to Pooh Shiesty. Like you probably you was better off shooting Gucci Man than that white man.
I'm not risking my life over a piece of jewelry. Most of the time, if I got that type of money and I got that type of jewelry, I'm gonna have that shit insured. Okay? But when they catch a motherfucker,
that jewelry wasn't real.
That shit probably was fake, to be honest.
That jewelry.
It was a street jeweler.
That jewelry wasn't real, but it
looked good though. It looked good.
All right, it's the principle.
I would have bought it.
It's the principle. He just got caught in his hustle, honey. This ain't the first time. This is the first time he got caught. So, hey,
it's the cost of doing business sometimes.
You want to play rat? We got you. Cat. Sometimes the cat get the mouse. Hey, you all right? Go do that time. You're gonna get a little bit of time. How much time y'all think you're gonna get?
He ain't getting no time because he ain't get arrested.
He ran?
No, he got his jury back and it was all good. Because he was gonna shoot one of them young niggas in their face.
Yeah, so the homeboy came back into the jury so his homeboy wouldn't get popped.
Yeah, the Lord was with them
that day. Hey man, moving on to the police departments, police officers, and niggas in the street. So a dude named Speedy apparently was throwing a big birthday bash with like motorbikes and ATVs and shit and doing all kind of other shit. And then the 14 police department posted, "We see you, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, twin.
But you ain't get your park permits. You ain't do this. You ain't do that. So we got trailers for you, and we got cars for you, and we got sales for you, and we got all kind of other stuff for you. Cause we gonna come out there and we're gonna take that shit.
We gonna turn out, twin.
Oh shit.
We gonna turn out, twin.
Hey, tears of laughter again. Man, you grown. Now when you in your early 20s, you might not understand how this shit works. You might not understand you gotta have the proper white man's paperwork to be able to do stuff on this white man property. But, man, when you 30, 40 years old, when you're a grown-ass man, you understand, if you want to have a cookout at Diamond Lakes, that's where we at. We in the AUG, CSR 8706. Cookout at Diamond Lakes with these other parks nearby. If you don't want no problems with these people, because you can sneak and do it now, but if you don't want no problems, you got to go through the little Parks and Recreations facility, pay that little money, and have your little shit. I've done it before. It was $100 last time I did it. For me and my flat football team to have a cookout and a little party, for us to do it, man, for us to be able to go out,
be black and go to these people's park, put that shit on that grill and keep it moving.
Hey, we didn't want no problems, so we paid that white man that $100 so we can do what we had to do.
Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry. That's ratchet.
I feel you. You can do it that way, but if you don't want no problems, just do the paperwork so you can be good.
Happy birthday, Speedy twin. They out there. You know what I'm saying? They say, "Oh yeah, we gonna be there, twin." They gonna be there, twin. That was the most funniest thing I've seen all last week. And if y'all ain't seen that TikTok, Y'all need to go follow her and make sure y'all listen to that TikTok. That was the most funniest thing I ever seen in the last week. She said, because the Fulton County Police Department said, "Oh yeah, happy birthday, twin! Happy birthday, Speedy! Yeah, we go be there. Last time we checked, you ain't got no permit to do what you want to do."
When these businesses and these little franchises be doing their little social media communication stuff like Wendy's and stuff like that, that should be funny as hell. Whoever manage their social media, they keep us entertained.
Yeah, they be on point, man. Talking about entertainment and social media, man. So Chick-fil-A, one of the biggest fast food companies in the country. They was on social media recently, and a lot of employees, mostly females, at the very end of the video, it was a nigga though. He might have been a trombone player though. Tambourine player.
Trombone player is crazy.
I mean, you probably played trombone.
He was probably.
But anyway, though, they all was doing this new trend on TikTok apparently, where they playing the little song and they jump up and down and they breast,
the young trend.
Apparently, all them workers got fired. The whole shift got fired for posting the videos. I ain't got no tears, man. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm surprised this don't happen more often, man, because I be online on TikTok and I see a lot of people who be in their work uniforms at work, literally at work, posting shit on TikTok, doing all kind of shit. And I be thinking to myself, like, damn, bro, like y'all can do this? Like the company allow you to do this? Like you not get fired. Now I ain't gonna lie. Some of the jobs, like lawyers and people who got like office jobs, I don't be thinking too much about it. But definitely people who work in fast food, security, and some of these other corporations where it's like low level niggas, I be thinking to myself like, damn, they let y'all do that shit, bro? Because usually, man, you ain't allowed to do that kind of shit. You get fired for doing that kind of shit. So I ain't got no tears, man. Also, man, it's Chick-fil-A, man. Y'all know how Chick-fil-A motto is, and y'all know what Chick-fil-A represent. You can't be posting no ratchet ass shit like that on Chick-fil-A, thinking them white people gonna okay that shit.
Shout out to Jordan Ivy. He need to go work at Chick-fil-A now. You know what I'm saying? Bounce some titties, ho. Bounce some titties. You know what I'm saying? I'm a young hoe. And bounce some titties. All them hoes got fired. All them young hoes got fired. It was so funny. And y'all deserve to be fired. Because if you go bounce some titties, take your shirt off first, at least. So we can see the nipples, at least. I don't
know. Hey, man, I don't know what's wrong with them Chick-fil-A employees. I don't know what's wrong with these hoes, y'all.
What's wrong with them?
Stupid bitches.
So, there was a video of a grown woman who got home. She caught her 13-year-old son having sex with a 21-year-old woman. She posted video, held the woman hostage, basically, so the police could come. She said, yeah, I slapped the shit out of this bitch. This bitch out here in the bed with my son who's a kid. You're a grown-ass fucking woman. Now, to give you a description, this was a very, it looked to me, to my description, a very ugly woman, but she was hella fat. Now, I know there are some people, they have different variations of fat, MGH. No, this was a fat bitch, MGH. This was a fat bitch, for sure. And then the young boy posted a video a day or two later saying, I don't know why everybody in the comment section mad. Y'all got little brothers who out here doing the same thing. Y'all was doing the same thing when y'all at my age getting pussy. What's wrong with these hoes? It's a lot of hoes in the situation, except for the mom. The mom ain't the hoe. The mom did what she's supposed to do. She stood on business. You saw your son being taken advantage of by a grown woman. But there's just a lot of hoes in the situation. One, the 21-year-old woman, the teenage son, he a hoe to me too. But then just society in general is the hoes too, because let's flip the genders, y'all. This a 21-year-old man, this a 13-year-old boy. We not looking at it the same. Like everybody.
13-year-old girl.
My bad, 13-year-old girl, 21-year-old man. We not looking at it the same. Everybody and their mama is ready to call the cops. There are two, man. Boosie just told a story about how he had his first piece of pussy, got his dick sucked when he was a kid by a crackhead. his uncle basically paid a crackhead so he can get his dick sucked. And they said, how did he pay him? With crack rock. Like, we normalize the sexualization of boys, especially young black boys, so much to the point where it's too many young boys. Like, these rappers get on podcasts and tell stories about, oh, I lost my virginity when I was 12 or 9 or 13 or 14 to a 20-something-year-old woman, a 30-year-old woman or whatever. And we normalize it. We don't question that shit. It just came out this week. Where Brandy kind of talked about it years ago, but she dropped a book about it. And then one of the dudes from Boys to Men basically co-signed it. Where she said she was dating one of the singers of Boy to Men when she was, I think, 16 and he was 22 or 23. Now, that's not a big age gap, but people came out and said, that's crazy. That's
Especially
sick.
at that time period. That was a big gift for that time
period. For that time period, it is crazy. But it's like 16, some states that's legal or whatever, it is what it is. But when people talked about that story, and this is over 30 years ago, y'all, and they was outraged by it. So I'm disgusted by this, because it's like, we as society gotta do better. We can't just be thinking it's okay, man. That little nigga got some pussy. And I be on Twitter all the time, and I send in the group chat, and some stories I don't send because it's just so many of them. It's way more than I thought, of these female teachers who be having sex with their male students, especially in the white community. They really fucked up over there. But it's just so normalized to just accept teenage boys having sex with grown women. Then the other reason why I feel like the 21-year-old woman is a hoe, granted, you ugly and you fat. Like, you really fat hoe. You really fat. You need help. But even though you being fat and a really ugly hoe, you still got that thing between your legs, and you still can get some grown man dick. I know you can get some grown man dick. Maybe not from no attractive grown man, but it's a grown man out there that's willing to slide in between your legs.
How did they talk about it like you just talked about it?
I don't fuck fat bitches, so not me. I'm not gonna fuck you. I'm not gonna fuck you. But I got a homeboy who's called the fat bitch slave for a reason. He'll take you through there, and you know who I'm talking about. He the fat bitch slave. But my point is this though: for a grown woman, for you to stoop so low, he know who he is, and you know him. But for a grown woman, you know that nigga. But you know that nigga. But for a grown woman to lay down with a child,
how much trouble I get in if I say his name?
You get a lot of trouble. Because he's married now. But you know that's some crazy shit for you to be a grown ass woman and lay down with a child when there's grown men out here is in your DMs trying to fuck you for a 6-piece chicken nugget and some fries. Like, that's disgusting right there. And to be honest, you're really lucky that mother ain't kill your ass. Because if I would have saw a report that she shot your ass in the face like Rose be saying, I wouldn't have shed one tear for you, ho. Because I do not like you child molesters. We need to stop just giving y'all just 10 years in prison. We need to do away with a lot of y'all. Because y'all, man, let me tell you.
What you mean do away with them?
Yeah, you know what the fuck that means. We need to do away with y'all. Because for you to commit crimes to these children is horrific. Because that boy was 13 years old. He looked like he was 13. He did not look like a grown man. This was no situation where this nigga was 6'2" and 13. No, this looked like someone's child. And you went to his... I'm going to say this, I'm going to pass on. You didn't even have the decency to pick him up and bring him to your house. You fucked this kid in his mama's house? Oh, you need to be thankful that you're alive.
Could y'all imagine her coming home? Did she come home and see them?
Yeah.
And she made it out the house?
I think she held up till the police got there. She slapped the shit out of her, and she held up till the police got there.
And she suing her.
Is she suing? Who's suing?
No. She ain't. The lady ain't crazy enough to do that.
No, ain't nobody suing.
Girl, you lucky your ass still alive. You know what that woman could have did to you? That's some...
What's wrong with these hoes?
And let me tell you, and nobody would have felt sorry for your fat ass.
But she was too lazy to take him to the house.
Except for whatever casket they would have put you in. I would have felt sorry for the casket.
No, I
feel sorry for the person that paid for the expense.
I feel sorry for the pallbearers.
Oh yeah,
they gotta carry
them 6 grown men. They gotta carry your fat ass.
You must ain't seen.
They would have needed 12 probably.
No more, bitch. It's everybody. The disciples gonna carry this casket.
We finna do you like that bitch and give what's eating give a grape. Hey man, we finna just burn the house with you in it.
Ooh.
Moving on to the final topic of the night. We done talked about a lot of violence this episode, unfortunately.
Y'all some crazy ass people, bro. We live in a world of some crazy ass. I be just trying to go to work and go my ass home. And they be driving. You ever drove past people and just wonder what they be thinking about? They look crazy.
All the time I be thinking that. Like, nigga, what, you done drove past me to get to this red light. That pussy gonna be there for you, nigga, when you get home.
All them people that drive with both their hands on the steering wheel and they be real close, them people scared for their fucking life. I don't want to be around them, but my bad. Go ahead, bro.
So speaking of all this violence we done talked about, you know, there was 2 situations. One where a woman beat up her brother's girlfriend because she found out her brother's girlfriend was putting hands on her brother. And she dragged that bitch out of the apartment complex to the parking lot and said, "Hey, you see all these scratches on my brother, all these marks on my brother? If you put your hands on my brother again, I'ma fucking kill you." And she beat that bitch ass, and she's like, "Why'd you beat my brother?" And she was like, I ain't do nothing. Like, that bitch was terrified getting her ass beat. You should have known you was gonna get your ass beat when you looked and saw that bitch was bigger than you and ugly. Like, an ugly bitch know how to fight. Because ugly bitch, well, except for that bitch in the last story, I don't know what happened to her. Maybe the mama is even ugly. I don't know. But in the second story, there was a man who was just chilling. You know, it looked like a kind of event. And he flexing and stuff like, you know, these niggas like to do. And so this woman, you know, started trying to dig in his pockets. I don't know if she was trying to get some money, some jewelry, but she was trying to get something out of his pockets. So he felt like, hey, I got to protect my property. He started not 2-piecing, not 3-piecing, 4, 5-piecing the bitch in her shit to the point that bitch went to sleep. Then another nigga, I don't know if it was his homeboy. I don't know if it was just a bystander, but another grown man came and got in between them and was like, "That's a female."
Yeah, ho.
First of all, I don't condone men just Donkey Konging bitches, but
yeah, ho.
Hey man, you gotta protect yourself and your property at some point in time. So I'm not mad at old boy, because if you trying to rob me and take my shit, and that's the only way I can get you off me, hey man, it is what it is. I don't have shit else to say about that. You hoes is gonna be mad at that. Y'all just be mad in the comment section. It is what it is.
Yeah, ho.
As far as the first one, I ain't gonna lie, man. We need to create a hotline of beat a bitch ass where niggas can dial a number and a fat, ugly bitch. Or it could be a skinny, ugly bitch, but when you skinny, you gotta be really, really ugly. But an ugly bitch comes and just beat the shit out of another bitch. Because for you to have a sister that's willing to put hands on another bitch, that's a blessing. Because, man, hey, brother, you was getting your ass whooped from what his sister was saying. Scratches on your neck, marks and bruises and shit.
He must be Metro.
You know, thank God your sister finally stepped in and got involved, because that's what we need in our community. We need on both ends, on both spectrums. You know, we need brothers that's willing to step up for their sisters, and ain't gotta always be biological brothers, because it's some women, don't tell me that you to put hands on women that's in my life, because I'm gonna feel some type of way, me personally. You know, but on the flip side, we need the same thing. We need these women that are sisters of some of these men, or really, really tight friends, where y'all can't be just letting other bitches and putting their hands on y'all homeboys and y'all brothers and stuff like that, because you gonna feel some type of way if I beat the bitch ass and dox her or whatever. So I'm happy for the sister, man. I'm happy for the sister, bro, because we gotta do something about this violence.
Girl, go sit up. I think at this point, everybody needs to just keep their damn hands to themselves. But I'm not doing all of that in no relationship. I I'm not gonna do all of that. We ain't got to do all of that. If we got to get to a point where we doing all of that, then that's just too much. I think that it's a double standard sometimes, though. I will say that. I think it's a double standard of thinking that, I don't know how I want to phrase that. Just keep your damn hands to yourself. I don't know.
It is a double standard. You're right. It is a double standard because as a society, like I was saying earlier, as a society, we view men as stronger and more physical, which for the most part is true. So we just feel like, well, that woman can't hurt you. I want to make this very clear. Some of these bitches are heavy-handed.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, but I don't know too many men that'll sit somewhere and let no woman beat on them. Man, there's something psychologically there that just ain't adding up.
You might not let her beat on you. You might try to remove yourself from the situation. But when you got someone, and I've seen this happen multiple times,
they're
coming after you.
Person. Yeah.
Yeah, like, so you might be trying to leave, get in your car. I'd have seen them block you from getting in your car.
And he's so used to it, he just tolerating it.
Yeah.
He don't realize that it's even.
You trying to block, she's scratching, she biting, you know, and you doing everything you can to not restrain her, to not put your hands on her, because the minute that she can hit you 10 times, the minute you hit her once, people gonna only really see that one hit.
There's another. That's that double standard. That's what I'm saying. In both scenarios, there's a big double standard that takes place, and unfortunately, we create those narratives. Like, as a woman, you don't got no business putting your hand on no nigga. I'm not even finna lie to no woman and tell no woman that if you put your hand on this nigga, that he don't have the right to beat your ass, because he do. He don't, but he do. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just like, you know, Baby Boy, when Shorty was getting her ass beat by her nigga. I mean, we could talk about it all day long, but at the end of the day, while you bumping your gums and talking shit, you let that nigga beat you, bitch, you crazy. I get all the psychological aspect, like you said earlier about another topic. We start bringing mental health in it, and it's just like we give grace for everything else. It's like, no, baby, you got to get out of that, or something about you or something in you likes that. But I'm also not finna sit nowhere and be beating on no man either. Ain't.
And a lot of
times,
the
sister did the right thing. I think you did the right thing, boo. Thank you for pulling up. Your brother's probably a punk, for real, for real. I ain't gonna hold you. He probably hiding, and that's their dynamic, and that's what they like to get down with.
I will say this. That's part of it too, though.
At least that's the sister that's used to pulling up like that. You know what I'm saying? She ain't just randomly just pop off like this.
But that's another part of society too. Like, as a man, if I beat this bitch, I'm a menace. If I let this bitch beat me, I'm a punk.
Yeah, I got you.
You know? So it's like, it's a lose-lose for a man, especially a man that might be physically imposing. Because, you know, when you're someone like me, you're a big dude or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, if I just stand up and start yelling at a bitch, somebody might say, you so much bigger than her, why are you doing that? You got someone like Rose, he's 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
So if he tower over a woman that's 5'4" and start yelling at her, somebody might look like, man, that's a female, man. So it's like, sometimes as a man, you in a lose-lose. It's like, yo, I can't put my hands on you because then I'm going to go to prison. But at the same time, if I just let you beat my ass, I ain't going to have people saying you did the right thing, homie. It's going to be people like, man, you a punk, bro. You a bitch-ass nigga. And it's like, you got to choose, like, do I want to deal with the consequences of the law, or do I want to deal with the consequences of society looking at me like I'm not a man? And these are some of the decisions men have to make. Like you were saying in Baby Boy, when Jody ended up hitting Yvette had been hitting him like 3-4 times in that scene, if you remember correctly. Yeah. As a kid, I was like, damn, man, Jody, you're not supposed to hit no bitch. But it's like, oh, that's like, that bitch hit that nigga in his eye, and he basically did a reflexive hit where he smacked the shit out of her, and then for like the next, 20 minutes in the movie, she tried to make it seem like that nigga beat on her. like that, like she tried to punish that man like he beat on her. It's like, yo, nah, man. You was doxing that nigga eye. That nigga hit you back. And now the movie trying to tell us that he the villain because he hit you back. What was he supposed to do? Walk down those steps in the apartment when you kept trying to block his way out of the apartment? And then when he get on his bike, because he had no car, when he get on his bike, he was a bum ass nigga. I ain't gonna lie. I'm an adult. We have to accept. Tyrese and Baby Boy was just a bum ass nigga.
That's the reason why he hit her ass, because he got tired of being punked. He got punked at the house. Mama them punked him.
He got punked by them kids who took his bike.
Them punked them. And then in the cut that they don't show on TV, he went back over to the little shorty house, and the shorty told him, "I'll call you when I want some dick." So now he done got punked by the other baby mama. And now this bitch out here talking shit to me, and I'm the one driving her car and taking care of her as far as I'm concerned. Ain't taking care of damn thing. He was wrong for hitting her, but she was also have to understand. Yeah, that was a reflex. In the movie, they make it show you that it was a reflex.
And you know, another situation, like talking about another famous singer. I mean, obviously he's 100 times better than Tyrese. Argue with your mama in the comment section. But a lot of people still do not let Chris Brown live down the fact that he beat the shit out of Rihanna. And as we've gotten more involved, so many reports have come out about bro, at the time when it first happened, it was that bitch gave him herpes or gonorrhea. Now a lot of people have confirmed close to the situation that she was an abusive ass bitch. That they both was just beating on each other, but it's never talked in that light. It's never, because sometimes, let's be real, sometimes it's not an abusive relationship you're in. Sometimes you're just in a toxic situation where you both are just beating each other ass. So y'all just some handsy motherfuckers. Y'all belong together. Keep beating each other ass if y'all cool with that. Apparently that's what it was. But when they talk about Chris Brown and they talk about why he might not perform at the Super Bowl, or they talk about why he, or when they bring something else up and they try to denigrate him, even though he's one of the most talented artists we've had in the last 20 years, they always go back to that situation with Rihanna. And guess what? Rihanna has been able to keep this squeaky clean image for the most part, where we view her as, and I love Rihanna, by the way. I want to make this clear for anybody who's listening to Rihanna fan. I love her. I think she's an amazing artist. But we don't even associate with her as being abusive or toxic or nothing like that. We still look at her as like she's a survivor who overcame a domestic violence relationship, where like a lot of people would tell you who's close in, like, nah, Chris Brown won't talk about it because he's trying to move past it. But a lot of people would say, nah, she was beating that nigga ass. That nigga was trying to walk off sometimes. And he decided to beat her ass one time because she did X, Y, and Z. Like, it's unfortunate for a lot of men. Like, we got a lot of situations like this.
Yeah. That whole Chris Brown shit, I didn't ever feed into it as much as a lot of people probably other did. Not because I didn't believe her side over his, but also grew up in a household where you don't ever know what be going on behind people's closed doors. My dad was catching hands. He might have been throwing them out, but he damn sure was catching them. I hate to be transparent like that, but that be the reality of a lot of people's households. So I wasn't surprised. I mean, she an island girl. Don't they be feisty?
Rude boy.
Yeah, shit, they be feisty.
They like that.
They pop the fuck off it. Yeah, that's the type of relationships they like to be in.
And a lot of celebrities I've heard podcasts, they say Rihanna's not a small woman.
No, she don't look small.
I never thought that until I heard it on the podcast. They said, no, Rihanna's not a small, petite little woman. So her hitting you,
she probably got some
her hitting you probably hurts. And that's, like I said, at the end of the day, that's part of the conversation right there is, yo, there are men, let me keep it real. There are men, like I tell MJ Sean, they put that old jazz record on, they drink some whiskey, I beat you when I wanna, I beat you when I wanna. There are niggas like that out there. So when y'all say y'all want a man from back in the day, a 1950s man, hey, my state code, smack. But there are a lot of niggas who not trying to.
Who the fuck want a mister? Who the hell telling y'all they want a man from the?
Because what they want is they
love
want
to
be
get
taken
dunked
care
on.
of.
They love to get
They
dunked
want to be
on.
taken care of, but they forget them niggas who was taking care of bitches back in the day
With Donkey Kong hoes.
was beating the fuck out of the bitches.
Ass.
That's why when people saw the James Brown movie, they was like, yeah, James Brown was beating on the bitches. Yeah, he was beating on the bitches, but he provided them bitches a lifestyle that they would not have had otherwise. So they took them beaters with pride back in the day. That was the difference with the women back in the day. They took them beaters with pride.
Shut up, ho.
I want to be with you. Just don't
Shut up, black.
Just like recently, wasn't it Shaka Khan that basically said, yeah, Ike was cool.
Ike was a good man.
But he was a victim of the times.
Ike was a good man,
Savannah.
Ike was a good man, Tina. He's just going through a hard time.
Ike was a good man, Savannah.
When I was younger, and I love that movie, was Love Got to Do It. That's one of Angela Bassett's greatest performances of all time. I was like, Ike is an evil man. But as I got older, I was like, man, Tina might not have been so innocent, bro. Because Judge Joe Brown, Shaka Khan, people have come out. Have y'all heard what Joe Brown said about Ike? He said Tina was a hoe. That she would be fucking other niggas. They both was playing hands with each other. And there was times where him and his wife would be chilling with them. And Ike had to hit her because she would get drunk and belligerent.
Yeah, ho.
And he had to put it back in his. And I'm not saying I condone it.
Yeah, ho.
I understand it though.
That was in their time.
But
that's the reason why her mother was so relaxed about it, because that was the type of relationship she probably grew up around.
Yeah, but it wasn't that. It's just, but when you come around me and you frowning, and then when I smack you a couple of times, and then you start feeling some, you start
smiling.
You start smiling.
That's all you needed.
Like you needed that.
Bro, Nicole, I got a question. If we arguing and I tell you to be quiet, do you think it's wise for you to keep talking?
Well, we don't condone violence, but if I tell you,
if my man told me to be quiet,
yes.
talking,
and you keep talking,
your man.
No, I wouldn't, but not because of the reason that y'all implied.
but
if that conversation later on, but hear that shit later on. But be quiet. I'm let you got it.
Would it be wise for you to keep talking?
No, it would not be wise. I'm gonna answer that for you, Nicole. If you don't want to have to put no extra makeup on your face when you go to work the next day.
I wish a nigga would. Ain't no way in hell. I don't think I need to even be in a relationship where I got to feel like it's not wise for me to speak in a
It be like that sometimes.
Listen, I told you I was gonna catch you. That's funny how that shit come back around. Man, this guy was trying to talk to me. Y'all tell me if I'm tripping, because it go along with this. He was raised in a very traditional household where he feels that whatever he does, whatever he says, has to go. And that woman is just to support him, regardless of how stupid the decision may be, how reckless it may be. And he is also not there to be nurturing to his children. He's only there to provide, but he loves his kids. How would y'all raise you being one of us being a father, one of you guys not yet, but what do you think when it comes down to date, like when you get serious and being married to someone?
He felt like his role was what?
He wanted gender roles. He believed that the role is for him to just provide, and whatever we say go. Like if he have a gambling debt, instead of judging him, I'm gonna know that he gonna get himself together. Then I asked him, the tricky thing was, and I know we say this is a trick question, but I asked him, am I following him and he following God, or am I just following him? And he said, yeah, that's the trick that they try to teach our black women. They try to make it about God, and I don't know. I felt like he was trying to manipulate me. I ain't never text him back. I got back to the house and then I don't know. It was kind of scary. And that's coming from a woman that did not grow up with a male in the household, but damn, how submissive do I gotta be where he told me that my opinion would not matter, that he would not consider anything that I would say to him, because whatever he says will go.
So I'm going to answer this from a Christian perspective, because I feel like a lot of times people use Christianity to co-sign bullshit. Yes, women are supposed to submit to their husbands, and the husbands are supposed to be the head of the house. But if you listen to good pastors who speak the word properly, husbands submit to their wives all the time.
Right.
Submission goes both ways. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man. So I feel like if you're following God, if you trust that your man is following God, and God, this is for the people who are Christians, the real Christians, then yes, you should gladly and happily submit to that man, because he's submitting to God, you're submitted to him, and if you're submitted to him, that means you're submitting to God yourself. Mm-hmm. So you should happily do that. But submission just for the sake of submission, I don't believe that when we're in the dating world, we're just to submit to just everyone. Like, nah.
And he didn't mean this in dating terminology. He meant the person that he married and leading up to marriage. He want that person to be 100% submitted to him, regardless.
I mean, once you get married and this doesn't happen, y'all both need to be equally yoked. Y'all both need to have the same vision, man. Like, I'm not with that. Like, I'm a Christian, you're a Christian. I'm not with that. I'm a Christian and you a Muslim, or I don't believe in God that much and you believe in God. Whatever we believe needs to be about the same level. Because if you decide to be with a man like that and you marry him, however he leading, you don't already accept it to follow that leadership, as fucked up as it may be. Right. Like, so if he driving you into a ditch, you got into this car and he said, you know we finna drive in that ditch, right? I couldn't put my seat. You don't already accepted it at that point. So just go on the ditch with that nigga. But if he said I'm finna go to that ditch, well, I'm trying to go to Fundsville. I know Fundsville don't exist no more, but I'm trying to go to Fundsville. I don't need to hop in this car. Bitch, you better hop your ass in this car. Nah, I can't hop in that car. You trying to go in that ditch. I want to go to Fundsville. I'm not cool with that. I'll wait for the next car to pull up because the next car might go to Fundsville. And the next car be like, I ain't going to Fundsville. I'm going to Six Flags. You know what? Six Flags, Fundsville is about the same. I'll hop in your car. Then be cool with that. So that's just my personal take on it.
I just thought it came off like a serial killer.
Yeah, that nigga probably was a serial killer. Was he African? Mm-hmm. Oh, that sounded like some African shit. I ain't gonna lie. I swore he was African the way he was talking. I was like, but I ain't gonna lie. I done had some Uber drivers the last couple years that was African, and they'd be like, I can't date you black women. I'd be like, hey, you can't date all black women? Nope, they talk too much. I was like, God damn. They like, yep. Like I be ready to hit them. I was like,
their asses either. Fuck them.
I was like, I kind of feel like C's, bro. I need to get me a bitch from Africa with a bone I know.
You don't.
That's gonna listen to everything I say.
And gonna eat the shit she cook.
But you know what's gonna happen though?
And gonna eat that food.
I need to keep her away from you and these other American hoes, because you and some of these other American women, y'all gonna fuck up my African bitch, and y'all gonna Americanize her. Like, why you letting Batizi talk to you like that?
First off, that bitch ain't gonna wear deodorant, so we don't want to hang around her to begin
with. Yeah, hope.
Secondly, I ain't gonna try to convince her of a damn thing, because if she was stupid enough to marry the person she married at the rate of wherever that person was supposed to be at, all her beliefs went out the window any damn way when she didn't marry one of her damn men.
Yeah, hope.
So I ain't gonna tell her shit. Whatever.
Hey, final thoughts, everyone?
It's on you, Vertizi.
I normally don't do this. Normally, C's has multiple final thoughts. I have two things that I want to get off. The first one, I'm gonna try to make it quick. You know, this past week, William Daniels, aka Mr. Feeney, turned 99 years old. Man, I grew up watching that show. We've been talking about fatherhood a lot this episode. Like, you know, for a lot of people who might have grew up in single parent households, you saw shows like Family Matters, you saw shows like Cosby Show, you saw shows like Fresh Prince. You know, a lot of black women tell you Uncle Phil was one of the first fathers that they had. And, you know, even though Mr. Feeney was a white man, he always said stuff that let you know he cared about the students in his class, and he gave good advice. I remember one episode he said to the students as they graduated, do good. And they corrected him and said, do well. And he said, no, do good. I want y'all to do good in the world. You know, and that's something that always stuck with me. Secondly, hey man, I keep telling you all the time, man, it's 2026 and we still making history as a people. Man, Victor Glover, who spent 14 years in the Navy, U.S. Navy, who made the position of captain, who joined NASA in 2020, you know, later on this year, will be the first black man to touch down on the moon, bro. So in 2026, we still making history as a people, man. So shout out to black people all over the world, because no matter what it is, we always continue to make history that shows you everything we've been through in this country. The fact that we've been to the moon a handful of times, and this is the first time a black man finna be there. And this is a black man who has an impeccable military career. So whenever we do something, we have to be 10 times, sometimes 20 times better than our contemporaries, man. In the words of Airbnb Rakim, peace.
Please catch us at the next light, man. We in traffic, and I back quiet. Mr. DJ Rose, Vertizi, and C's, welcome you to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Black tears that's heaven sent. Barack the first black president. I love my black skin. I love walking in black excellence. Black power, let's represent. All black, that's evident. I'm sure MLK and Malcolm X both didn't die for the hell of it. Strap your seatbelt, go and sell our land. What makes you think that we would sell our land? We wouldn't sell our land. What makes you think that we would go ahead and try to sell out then? No more black tears, black on black kids. Love us as is, love with passion. Paying black bills, learning black skills, making black meals. Black is backing. Big shout out to Fred Hampton. I'm black and proud like I'm James Brown, but I ain't doing no acting. My people here from the motherland. This podcast now active.